Along the quiet, dense tree line stretching across the border in the Veliki Burluk sector of the Kharkiv region, small groups of infantry move under the cover of dense forest cover. The Russian forces have quietly attempted to infiltrate deeper into Ukrainian defensive positions. Rather than committing massive armored columns, Russian military commanders are deploying small, highly mobile assault teams tasked with seizing and holding a crucial defensive line between the settlements of Enishine and Ustinivka. If secured, this vector would allow forward detachments to push toward the key logistics nodes of Kunine, Chorn, and Dovzhanka. Over a single week, Russian units operating in this specific sector suffered heavy attrition, with reports indicating nearly 200 personnel killed, dozens more wounded, and over 20 military vehicles destroyed. At the same time, deep strike long-range drone campaigns continue to target critical energy infrastructure, attempting to bleed the strategic reserves that sustain the Russian war effort. The terrain near Veliki Burluk is defined by rolling agricultural fields separated by narrow tree belts and dense forested corridors. These natural features offer the only available concealment against persistent aerial surveillance. Ukrainian forces occupying entrenched positions along the high ground rely on early visual warning provided by reconnaissance quadcopters. For Russian commanders, infiltrating these wooded zones with small infantry squads is an attempt to bypass traditional reconnaissance radars and avoid triggering artillery barrages meant for larger mechanized formations.
Сладкий сидит. Якось вот так вот происходит момент, это мы сидимо в підвалі. Якось так происходит момент роботи і знищення орків.
На! Один тут.
During a recent engagement near the settlement of Artelny, combat footage captured a small Russian squad attempting to advance under cover of a tree line. Reconnaissance drones tracked the five-man team in real time. Following an accurate drone-delivered explosive strike that wounded one soldier, the remaining troops scattered into the surrounding timber, abandoning their position and their comrade. The heavy losses sustained by Russian forces in this northern corridor, including the reported destruction of a main battle tank, an armored fighting vehicle, and over 20 soft-skin transport trucks, have created an immediate operational ripple effect. To sustain their advance toward Kunin and Korn, Russian command was forced to redeploy elements previously stationed near Vovchansk.
Ты нашел? Нашел или?
Да, с другой стороны, голосовым. Я там топал.
Во, да, вот там дичур, да, вот, красава, глянь. Есть.
Все, працювало.
While infantry forces struggle to maneuver under constant observation, supply lines have become equally vulnerable. Russian units frequently rely on unarmored, highly adaptable transport vehicles, such as the ubiquitous UAZ Bukhanka van, to ferry critical munitions directly to forward artillery and rocket positions. These light vehicles offer speed and low visibility compared to heavy trucks, but they possess zero armor protection against incoming explosive threats. In a striking operational demonstration in the Kharkiv sector, aerial scouts from Ukraine's 42nd Separate Mechanized Brigade detected a pair of these logistical vans attempting to resupply forward firing positions. The vehicles were carrying a full payload of unguided rockets intended for multiple launch rocket systems. FPV drone operators engaged both targets in rapid succession. The resulting precise strikes ignited the cargo, triggering a massive secondary detonation of the MLRS rockets inside the vehicles. The explosions completely destroyed the transports, scattering cooking ammunition across the surrounding area and starting widespread field fires.
Зараз, козаки, зараз попрацюємо СПГ, після чого до розвідки. Один вогонь. Зараз, козаки, зараз попрацюємо СПГ, після чого до розвідка, дай будемо виявляти. Перевір нормально.
The relentless pressure on Russian tactical assets extends well beyond logistics transports. Border Guard strike units operating on the southern front recently conducted a series of coordinated sorties targeting high-value specialized equipment. Operating primary FPV loitering munitions, drone pilots systematically located and destroyed 3 Russian-towed artillery pieces, 3 field communication antennas, and 2 electronic warfare installations. Electronic warfare systems are designed to jam the radio frequencies used to pilot strike drones, serving as a defensive umbrella for infantry and armor. This battle of optics and precision was further highlighted near a regional marker at the entrance to the Donetsk region. Operators from the 93rd Separate Mechanized Brigade, known as Kholodnyi Yar, targeted a group of Russian soldiers who had stopped near the roadside monument. The strike was executed using a specialized fiber-optic guided FPV drone. The direct strike eliminated the soldiers and destroyed their transport vehicle, emphasizing how rapid technological adaptations on the battlefield continue to neutralize traditional tactical cover.
Блядь, на них прямо.
The absolute breakdown of traditional battlefield concealment was illustrated in another recent engagement captured on video by the Sokil strike unit. A Russian soldier, moving through open ground and hearing an approaching kamikaze drone, picked up a large pine branch in an attempt to visually blend into the surroundings. Despite the spontaneous effort to break his visual outline, the high-resolution sensors on the incoming drone easily identified the target, allowing the operator to guide the munition directly to the location.
ПГшка. І що, живий? Так то була ПГшка. Ну, я думаю, там прошила на То ПГшка.
To destroy heavily fortified Russian positions or command nodes, light tactical drones are often complemented by air-delivered heavy munitions. Ukrainian pilots flying Soviet-designed MiG, 2-9 fighter jets continue to execute precision strike missions using Western-supplied GBU. 6 2-joint direct attack munition extended-range glide bombs. In one confirmed strike, a MiG 2-9 crew launched a GPS-guided GBU 6-2 bomb against a multi-story building functioning as a concentration point for Russian troops and equipment. The high-explosive munition struck the building directly, causing a complete structural collapse. Similarly, Ukrainian long-range strike units continue to hunt high-value mobile artillery systems deeper behind the main battle lines. Tactical drone operators from the Hornet unit, attached to the 3rd Separate Special Forces Regiment, recently located a Russian BM-21 Grad 122mm multiple launch rocket system. The BM-21 is designed to execute rapid area saturation bombardments before quickly relocating to avoid counter-battery fire. However, constant aerial surveillance caught the launcher before it could complete its firing sequence or retreat to a concealed position. A coordinated precision drone strike hit the vehicle, eliminating a weapon system that poses a constant threat to frontline Ukrainian positions and civilian areas alike. While frontline combat remains intense, Ukraine's Strategic Command has simultaneously maintained a deep strike campaign aimed at crippling the economic and industrial foundation supporting the Russian war effort. Over recent operational cycles, long-range attack drones launched from Ukraine penetrated deep into Russian airspace, targeting critical energy infrastructure in the Republic of Tatarstan, Krasnodar Krai, and the Tambov region. Simultaneously, strikes targeted energy infrastructure further south in Krasnodar Krai. Reports indicate that long-range drones struck the Taman-Neftegaz oil terminal and the 500 kilovolt Taman power substation. Damaging these high-voltage distribution hubs weakens the operational resilience of occupied territories, strains regional energy networks, and complicates logistical support for the southern group of Russian forces. Analyzing these military developments across tactical, operational, and strategic levels reveals a clear evolving warfare doctrine. The proliferation of aerial reconnaissance, combined with highly accurate FPV drones and fiber-optic strike systems, means that any force attempting to maneuver in open or semi-forested terrain is subject to immediate detection and engagement.